This is Underground Opera. Hello, fiends, friends, family, and just people that listen and watch, or however you stream Undergroundopolis. Welcome to another week of finding about a band you've never heard. Just one quick little local announcement. No, every third Thursday of every month, Undergroundopolis presents the Ruckus, and we usually have 2-3 bands at the bands that night. This past one was just off the chain. Good Lord, big trip beyond and the Marigolds really brought a party, and I couldn't be more happy with the attendance. That was definitely my best attendance. That show was, or our best attendance at 21st in Germantown. Before I forget to say it, I'm like my second home, 1481 South Shelby Street, Louisville, Kentucky, right here in Derby City. But in October, there will be no Ruckus. We will not be doing it this particular month because that week I'll be in my favorite place in the world, New York City. I'm gonna be up there on vacation, really on tour. I'm doing another New England run before it gets too cold to go back up there with my band, and we'll be in New York City twice, two nights in a row, and then we'll be back in Boston the next night. So that's the 16th. I think it's the 16th. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't do this show to promote myself. So, but there will be no Ruckus. We will resume in November, the third Thursday in November, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. I'm just not going to tell you who it is yet. It's got a while. So we're going to bring on my guest for the evening. Tell us who you are, where you're from.
Oh, hey, my name is Bradley Schultz. I'm with the Corrupted Hearts, and we're local here to Columbus, Ohio.
So what is it you want to tell me about tonight?
So I just came on to talk about our new single that came out about 2 weeks ago called We Dug a Ditch and Laid Down. It's on Spotify and Apple Music and Deezer and every streaming platform. And we also have a new music video for that's out on YouTube, and it's on our website and stuff. So,
yeah, I was trying to access it a little while ago, and I don't know why, but I was having trouble with YouTube. I think it's because somebody else in the house is watching YouTube.
Yeah,
because I am a YouTube premium user. I just like it better than Spotify personally, even though this podcast is on Spotify.
Yeah, isn't that weird? It's like we used to watch TV every night, and now it's like it's just not interesting anymore. Like I'd rather just sit there and watch YouTube videos. Isn't that great? I mean, me and my wife will sit there in bed and just watch YouTube instead of TV, and I don't know why. It's like it's just kind of changed.
I love YouTube. I love YouTube Premium. Just for the simple fact that sometimes I do bar cover gigs on acoustic, and I can find a way other people did some of those covers on acoustic, and a lot of times I like them better than what the song is, especially on an acoustic. You got to kind of change it a little. So
it's amazing how talented. Like when we were growing up, I don't know how old you are, but I was a '90s kid, and you just didn't know how talented everybody actually was,
Mm-hmm.
And now with access to YouTube and TikTok and everything, you just see the mass talent out there. It's unbelievable, but it's very inspiring and it's cool. And the online communities are awesome. I really like it. I really like being on TikTok and getting all the support from the other bands and stuff. It's pretty sweet. And I found some amazing artists that way too. So, just as a fan of music, it's pretty cool.
I was trying to access the video because I wanted to see how many streams it had already, because it was quite a few.
Yeah, it's got a little over 30,000, I think. So
yeah,
that's moving.
That's something you should be saying. It's had 30.
Yeah,
that's something I wanted to be sure we brought up. I mean, for no longer than what it's been out, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Very good job promoting.
That's a really good start. Yeah, for sure. For it just coming out. So very happy about that. So We're really proud of the video. It was so much fun to make. We really had no plan for it whatsoever. It just kind of came about. Like we rented this old barn and showed up. We didn't know what to expect. We just saw a photo of it. So we get there and we set up all our stuff and, start recording us. And we're like, we don't have a plan for this. We're just going to do a bunch of shots and, it'll be cool. And then our drummer,
shots
Tom,
of what?
Just like, no, not like shots, but like, you know what I mean? It was 1 PM on a Sunday. So no, there was no shots, but, yeah, but like, it was really fun. Like Tom, our drummer, just started like finding old chairs and old pieces of furniture and stuff and putting together this set. And he just made a set out of nothing. Out of like this old stuff. So like we started using it, and then we ended up with like these great scenes. His sister and some of his other family members showed up, and they like dressed up in like gothic girls. So they were like the ghosts in the video. And it sounds cheesy, but it actually turned out really cool. I was really proud of it. Yeah, you see when you watch the video, it came together really nicely. So better than I expected for sure. I mean, it only took us 3 hours to shoot the whole thing.
There is a story behind the song itself. I read in your EPK.
Yeah.
So I'd like for you to share that story with my audience.
So We Dug a Ditch is basically an experience I had. I'm a plumber. I was a master plumber, and I dug a lot of ditches, all the time. It was a normal thing. But there's one day where I dug like a really deep ditch. And it was, really deep, like 14 feet in the ground. And I thought, man, how weird would it be to like lay in it and look up at the sky? I don't think, people normally think that way or would do something like that. But I really wanted to see what it was like. So I got down there and I laid down in it, and it's weird because when you're so far under the ground, everything's dead quiet. Like the ground just eats all sound, and all you can hear is your heartbeat and your breath, and that's it. And you're staring up at the sky, and it just feels so peaceful and quiet. And like, I just thought it was a surreal experience, and that a lot of people don't do or wouldn't think to do. Maybe they're too smart to do, but I had to write about it because I really just felt like how calming it was, and just realizing, you're just part of the earth. You're just, we came from the earth and we're going back to the earth. And all the noise from your day to day and the politics and religion and things that, you consume your thoughts. They're so temporary, and you can't get wrapped up in those things. And that's really what the song's about is, just putting things in perspective. So.
Well, it's great. When I was reading that, I was like, I've definitely got to get him to talk about that.
Yeah. So it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to be underground. A lot of people have done it or thought about it, Yeah,
I come from a family of coal miners. So
okay. Well, that's real in the ground.
I did not want to do that, and I'm not doing that. No matter how good the money is.
Man, it's scary enough to be 14 feet in the ground. I can't imagine. What are they, thousands and thousands of feet in the ground? Like, those mines are. Yeah, you can't be claustrophobic in those things.
No, that's goodness. You talk. That's it's fantastic money. It is. I get it, but it's like, man, you're talking about some manual labor.
Yeah,
hard work, and you're doing it
and it's really risky. Yeah,
in a tunnel, about 3x3 tunnel. You're doing this hard work, and it's a death sentence.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's absolutely a death sentence. And
I
respect coal miners.
I can't imagine how many people actually die from that. I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah,
very high risk.
You got a full-length album coming out. Tell me about Long Winter Blues.
Yeah, we put an album out last year, and that album I started over a decade ago, like a decade earlier. And that I in like 2011 I kind of like stopped playing music. I just kind of stopped halfway through the album, and and just focused on family and my career. And I just, it felt like music was such a distraction sometimes because it consumes you so much, and I think most of the musicians can agree or can relate to that, is balancing, family, career, and your passions. But man, it's just so consuming, so you really I'm just a very one-track minded person anyway, so it's really hard for me to balance anything in my life. So I shelved everything for a year, or for a decade, and then I sold my company last year, and all of a sudden I had a lot more time on my hands. So I just got back out the old music and started going. And before you knew it, I had a lot more new songs. So only a couple of the songs made it, like the old songs made it to the new album last year. And then the rest of it was just new inspiration. But we also, rebranded as the Corrupted Hearts, just because I just didn't feel like the same artist anymore. After a decade, I had a different life and a different life experience and different things to write about. So I wanted to, change our name and kind of recreate what we're doing. But this album is really great because the first one was just all me. I was still putting together the band, but this one, the guys had more contribution to it, which is great. Things are always better when it's a collaboration and there's a lot, more people involved. It's always better. The songs are way better. I love the songs on this album. I'm so excited about it. Because it's a whole year of growth and seeing all this new material. The songs are just getting tighter and tighter, and more interesting. And I think a lot of it, I don't think this gets talked about enough, but when you go out and play a show, and you play songs that are not recorded yet, they shape differently. If you're a studio guy and you just are always in the studio and you're making songs in the studio and then you put those songs out without ever hitting the stage, it's like it's almost like you really don't know what they're going to do on stage yet. So for the bands that go the other way and they write songs together and then they go and play them out live, those songs change and evolve before they ever hit the tape. And I've kind of learned that recently, that's kind of the way to go, because it's almost like a stand-up comic that goes out every Wednesday and does his bits before his special. Like they're gonna go and audition all these bits. Music is like the same way. You go out and you kind of see well, that kind of went over well, or that didn't go over the way I thought it was going to, or maybe we should change that part. And it really does kind of shape the song before you get to the studio. So I like that approach now, and I've kind of changed the way I'm doing it. And that's definitely impacted this album a lot, is the live stage experience. Yeah, but anyway, it's called Long Winter Blues. Definitely a lot about dealing with winter depression on this album, because we all live in Ohio, and that's a common thing, dealing with the cold and the dark days. So the last song on the album is called The Long Winter Blues, and it's pretty dark, but very excited about it. And We Dug a Ditch is going to be on there, and we're going to release another song called Black and Blue in November that we have a new video for that I'm really excited about. It's coming up quick.
We'll just go ahead and plug in that this album will be released on Pavement? Is it Pavement Entertainment now, not Pavement Records anymore?
Pavement Entertainment, yeah.
Okay, on Pavement Entertainment, which is like a really hot up and coming. Congratulations on inking a deal with them. Thanks. Huge congratulations for you, man. That's big stuff.
Pavement has been nothing but awesome to us. From Barbara to Tim to Mark, everybody that we talk to, they're so good at communication. They've been so helpful with everything we do and so supportive. So we're very, very excited to be working with them at this time. So
I told you I was going to throw a couple of curveballs in this interview before we started talking. But
okay.
Tell me about Skunk.
I hate that song.
Do you really? It's great, man.
No, it's cool. Like I just, what it is? It's I tracked it all and recorded it all and then had to mix and master that, and that's why I hate it. if I would have just like, so our new album is all done by Corey Bergeron in Toronto, and he's amazing. And I love recording songs and then finishing them and then sending them off to someone else that knows what they're doing. Because I'm so obsessed with it that I just go too far and then it ends up being bad. You know, like you just can't mix and master your own stuff at some point, because you come out of it like, I hate this. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. There's too many hours in. I've heard it too many times. So you know, that song came about because it was really fun to play live. It was another one of those where it developed on the stage first, because it went over well and people liked it and it was cool. But it's not on the album. It's not on the next coming album, because it doesn't vibe with anything else that we're doing. It's definitely a different sound. It's kind of almost has like a little bit of a old school rockabilly or like punk vibe too, which doesn't really fit with the album. But it's fun to play, I guess, and you know, it's loud and upbeat, and people dig it. But I heard this song so many times that it's burned into my skull forever. And that's just a lesson. It's like, yeah, I learned my lesson. I'm like, okay, I can't master this stuff, because if you do, it's just too much time. It's too much time in. And I don't want to hate songs for a year. Like I'll like it a year from now, you know what I mean? But like there's like a solid year there after you do something where you're like, I just can't. If that song came on, I would leave the room. You know what I mean?
Oh,
any other mix and master engineers can definitely relate to that. They know what I'm talking about.
I have seen a rapping drummer.
Oh no.
Is Tom a rapping drummer?
He is not. No. So okay. I think you're referencing we played a couple shows where I rapped and played drums at the same time.
Oh, so yes, that was you.
Yeah, that was me. So we used to, our first drummer was Isaiah, and he was amazing, but he moved out of town. We had to scout for another drummer, and it took a while. We had like 10 auditions. We just couldn't find the right person, and then we found Tom, and I'm, you know, in love with Tom. I think he knows it too. He's just the best. He's so freaking good. And he's just so much fun, and he's so much more energetic and outgoing. And, you know, me and Adam and Jeff are all pretty introverted and quiet. So Tom's like the life of the party, you know, but he doesn't rap as far as I know. But yeah, so there for a while I was filling in. We were a 3-piece for a second because I can play drums. I've did drums on all, you know, on the albums and stuff. But singing and playing drums is really tough, and it's hard to engage with the audience and stuff. And you're definitely sacrificing one thing for the other. It's just really hard to do. Yeah. But yeah, I did. We played a show on March 11th, so we had to play 311, right? So I rapped like the song down, like that whole thing while playing drums. And then we also did Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade a couple times at different venues. So I rapped that and played drums at the same time. So that was cool. But yeah,
you're doing a lot of streaming right now.
Yeah, loving the streaming. I gotta say, it's really fun to be on TikTok and like be interacting with people, and YouTube also. But like last night we went live and streamed, and you know, it's just awesome. Like we have the whole band in here. We have the lights going. It feels like a show, you know, but everybody's in bed by 9 p.m., you know, like, and we didn't have to break any of our equipment down and drag it to a bar and then take it home and you know, get home at 2 a.m. and unload all our equipment. And, you know, part of it is like, you know, I'm 41. All the guys in the band we're close in age. And it gets harder and harder. You know, you got kids and you got, you know, responsibilities and things. And our bodies are getting older, you know, it's like, it's hard you need like a recovery day every time you play out, you know. I need a nap, you know what I mean? So like, it's cool.
I do know what you mean.
Man, I'm 41 and I need a nap. I'm sorry. Like, and I used to love going out, but like, I don't want to go to a bar anymore, you know, like, I don't really want to do that much, you know, in this stage of my life. So it's fun to go out and play. I love the stage. I love being in front of people, but the streaming thing has kind of opened it up to where we can still interact with a lot of fans and do it all here in our, in my pole barn here. And we could play for hours and have tons of people stop by and check us out. And we're still packing up, and we don't have to, we don't have to leave, and we don't have to put anything away. And, we can all just go home whenever we want. And there's definitely something to be said for that. So I like it.
Well, man, tell me, we're about to run out of time here. You got a Halloween show you want to tell everybody about?
Yeah. So
believe it or not, there are Columbus people that watch and listen to this show. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So every year there's a Halloween show. And last year we all dressed up as like Batman villains. So I was in like full Joker makeup and everything. And that was really fun. And then like this year we're all dressing up as different Elvises. And we're covering the Deftones. So we have like an entire like 45-minute set of Deftones songs that we're playing. And that's actually what we did last night. We streamed like our set, like our Deftones set on TikTok. And it's just a lot of fun. That's kind of why my voice sounds like really like low right now, because all the screaming last night. I was, screaming Deftones for 3 hours. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's always a good night. It's always fun. So like, there's a couple other bands that play, and they pick a band. So there's like one band doing Metallica, there's one band doing Nirvana, one band doing Green Day, and like every year we do this because it's so much fun. But every year we pick a different band to do. So I just love doing it. I mean, I always love playing covers and stuff. It's fun. But Halloween's extra special for cover night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please tell me somebody's doing military Elvis.
No military Elvis so far. We've got like fat, old, and dying Elvis. We've got I'm doing the movie star Elvis. I'm gonna have the full pink suit on. It's gonna be fabulous. Jeff is gonna be Hawaiian Elvis. So I can't wait to see that one.
I was hoping there'd be a Hawaiian Elvis.
I think Adam's doing like full white Vegas Elvis, like height of the Vegas era Elvis. So I think it's gonna be a good night.
That is all our time we have for now. Thank you for listening to Undergroundopolis. Remember, we do this every Wednesday night, bringing you new and exciting artists every week. Be sure to hit up their websites and social media and stream or download their music. If you like this show, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, any streaming platform, and leave us a review as well. I'm your host, Rob Lyon, signing off.